Today we are going to review finding factors. You will want to make sure you have a calculator. If you do not have your own calculator, you can use your phone or your iPad. Remember, when we find factors, we can always start with the number 1 and then whichever number we're talking about, so 12 for this one. Next, in your calculator, you'll want to type 12 divided by 2. When you do this, that will equal 6. So that's good because there is no decimal. So we would write down 2 and 6. So both of those two numbers we want to make sure we write down. Next, in your calculator, you should try 12 divided by 3. When you do that, you get 4. So again, that's not a decimal, so that means that one is good. So we would do 3 and 4. Next, we would try in our calculator 12 divided by 4. For that one, you would get 3. But if you look, we already have 3 right here, and we already have 4. So that means that we are finished. So now we can try our next one. Let's find the factors of 4. So we start with 1 and 4. In your calculator, do 4 divided by 2. And then when you hit equals, you will get 2. So since we have 2 and 2, those are the same, so we can just write 2 one time. Okay? Next, you might try 4 divided by 3 in your calculator, but this time you get a decimal. You would get 1 decimal 3, 3, 3, 3. So this one is not good. Okay, we do not write 3. Then you could try 4 divided by 4, and that equals 1. So if you look, we already have 1 and 4. So that means that we are finished. Next, let's find the factors of 16. So we start with 1 and 16. Then in your calculator, you should type 16 divided by 2. If you do 16 divided by 2, that equals 8. So we would write down 2 and 8. Next, we can try 16 divided by 3 in your calculator. When you do that, we get a decimal. 5 decimal 3, 3. So that one is not good. We don't want a decimal. So next we would try 16 divided by 4. So for this one, 16 divided by 4 equals 4. So I can write down 4. Next we would try 16 divided by 5. In your calculator, 16 divided by 5 equals 3 decimal 2. So that one is not good. We do not want a decimal. Now we can try 16 divided by 6. 16 divided by 6 equals 2 decimal 6. We get lots of 6's. So no decimal. We don't want decimal. That's not good. Then we can try 16 divided by 7. in your calculator, you get 2.28. We have a decimal. That is not good. Next, we can try 16 divided by 8. That gives us 2. So that one is good. But let's look. We have 2. We have 8. So we are finished. Okay. Next, let's do the factors of 9. We start with 1 and 9. Next, we can try, in our calculator, 9 divided by 2. This gives us 4.5. So that one is not good. Next, we can do 9 divided by 3 in your calculator. 9 divided by 3 equals 3. So that one is good. So we write 3. Next, we can do 9 divided by 4, which equals 2.25. That one is not good. In your calculator, do 9 divided by 5. That equals 1.8. Not good. We don't want a decimal. Next, we can try 9 divided by 6. That equals 1.5. So not good. Next, we can do 9 divided by 7. 9 divided by 7 equals 1.28. Not good. No decimal. Then we can try 9 divided by 8. That equals 1.125. So no good. We don't want the decimal. Then we can try 9 divided by 9, which equals 1. So let's look. We have 1. We have 9. So that means we are finished. Okay, now let's do the factors of 2. We have 1 and 2. Then in your calculator, you could try 2 divided by 2. That equals 1. We already have 1. We already have 2. So we are finished. Now let's try 24. So we'll start with 1 and 24. So next we do in our calculator 24 divided by 2. 24 divided by 2 equals 12. So we can write 2 and 12. Next, we can do 24 divided by 3. That equals 8. So we would write 3, 8. Next, we can try 24 divided by 4. That equals 6. So we would write 4, 6. Then we can try 24 divided by 5. So put that in your calculator. We get 4.8. So that one is not good. Next, we would try 24 divided by 6, which equals 4. So that one's good. So let's look. We have 4 and we have 6. So that means we are finished. So now let's try 60. So we start with 1 and 60. In your calculator, we'll do 60 divided by 2. That equals 30. So we can write 2 and 30. Next, we can try 60 divided by 3. That equals 20. So we write 3, 20. Next, 60 divided by 4. 15. 4, 15. 60 divided by 5 equals 12. 5, 12. 60 divided by 6, 10. So we would write 6, 10. 60 divided by 7 equals 8.5. So that one is not good. Then we can try 60 divided by 8 equals 7.5. Not good. 60 divided by 9 equals 6.6. Not good. 60 divided by 10 equals 6. So if we look, we have 6 and 10, so we are finished. Now let's try 5. So we start with 1 and 5. Then in your calculator, 5 divided by 2 equals 2.5. So we don't want a decimal. That's not good. 5 divided by 3 equals 1.6. Not good. 5 divided by 4 equals 1.25. So that's a decimal, so not good. 5 divided by 5 equals 1. So if you look, we have 1 and 5. So that means we are finished. For your homework, I want you to finish these ones. So this says, you try. So you should finish. Use your calculator, and then you will submit it on Schoology.